because I think all of us have done it one way or another, but a new perspective on how to inspire some of our downline.
Inspire them to do what?
To want to share, to want to grow. When people seem disconnected,
Yep.
like sometimes I think we do a great job of reaching their why and getting them to pay attention, like in our groups or through personal messaging or that sort of thing. But sometimes we run out of really cool ideas to do that.
Is this question assuming that you have already and continuously inquired of them what they want?
We've done polls in our member groups.
Not polls. What is your name?
Sherry.
It'd be like this. Sherry, let's say you've been in for 3 years.
Okay.
Tell me, it's you and me having this conversation.
Okay.
Sherry, what compelled you, what motivated you to join Young Living to begin with?
For me personally, it was just, I wanted to make my teenagers stop crying.
Okay, and how did you envision doing that through Young Living?
I had a good friend who recommended that essential oils had worked really well for her and that it should be something that I look into for the kids.
Awesome. And has your product experience continued to be awesome?
Beyond that.
Great. And so somewhere then in the process of being a customer, you also decided,
Yeah,
I'm presuming, that you would build a team.
correct.
What was your motive for building a team?
I felt like it was something everybody should know about. So I guess in the beginning, it was more, I felt like it was something everybody should know about. Once I got into phase 2 of that, it became about building a vision for the future for my husband and myself.
Great. Do you still feel like everybody should know about it?
Yes.
Does everybody know about it yet?
No.
Have you told everybody you know about it yet?
90% of them.
Really? Do you have your phone with you?
I do.
Unlocked?
Yeah, it's unlocked. I'm bored.
Contacts?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, God.
Disease. 636. Who's Kirsten Zimmerman? You get a gold star. Who's Alyssa Zollner?
She's also a member in our downline.
Who's Karen Zollner?
She's a leader in our downline.
Who's Andy Rona?
Oh, that's not.
Oh.
That's
Somebody's ex-husband?
That's one of my best friend's ex-husbands.
Cheryl Wright.
I don't know who that is.
It's in your phone.
Yeah, okay.
She lives in Texas.
Because you sent it.
Jim and Cheryl Wright. They live in Tucson.
Who is that?
I don't know, right? What I would do is text her and ask her who she is and how she got my phone. Shayla Wood.
She's a member of our downline. Wow.
Andrea Whitworth.
Also a member of our downline.
Lisa Wilson.
She is not, no,
Hmm.
but she's okay that she's not.
Okay, Susanna Williams.
No, she's not a member of our.
Amber Whitehead. Stephen White. Katie White. Michelle Wheaton.
Right here.
Ash, you get the point?
Yes, I do.
We're just a few into the W's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna promise you, if you go through every person on this
Okay.
phone, you have not talked to 90% of them.
Okay. No, I'm okay with me finding new
I
prospects.
know, I'm
No, thank you.
making a
All right,
point for
yeah.
everybody.
No, that was a good one. No, that's okay.
So my question, Sherry, is do you still want everyone to know?
Yes.
So you and I are now role playing, you're a
Yeah.
person I'm looking to inspire. And my question was, do they all know yet, all the people you did? And you said, well, 90% of them. But if you're the person on my team that I'm looking to inspire, and I ask you, do they all know yet? You're gonna say no, right? Because you have not talked to 90%.
Correct.
They've not even talked to 10%, right? So what you do by the question is you just establish, look, you had this vision, you had this goal, it's unfulfilled. What do you want to do about it? Do you still want everyone to know? Do they all know? You see just like, okay, yes, I still would be sharing this with people. Now, the sharing part, that's great. Would you be telling everybody in the world about Young Living if they didn't pay you?
Honestly,
Yes.
probably yes.
At the same level as if they pay you?
No.
So what is the personal vision thing that you wanted out of Young Living that had you decide to build a team?
Probably the number one thing is I wanted to retire my husband.
Okay, and so what does that look like? Like what does that take in income? What rank do you need to be?
For us, it's platinum on the way to diamond, would get us there.
And why do you want to retire him?
Because, you want me to speak emotionally? Because he's always been the sacrifice.
So you want to know how to inspire your people? What is Sherry, what is in your body right now? It may look like sadness. It's not. It's power. It's spirit. It's inspiration. The idea that he has sacrificed so much for you and you want to return the favor, that is a spiritual connection. And all I have to do to inspire you is return you to it.
Okay.
And the reason why our teams are not inspired is they forgot at a spiritual level why they decided to do this to begin with. They got in their head. They got in their head about, are they doing it right? And they got in their head about all kinds of other things, and their body forgot. Why? So the best way to inspire people is to have that conversation with them. Because when you declared, tell me when it was. Do you remember when you declared to yourself or maybe other people, I'm gonna build this, I'm gonna retire my husband? Do you remember where you were and when you made that declaration?
I don't remember where I was. I remember it was about a year or more in.
So you've been in 3 years?
I've been in for 4.5 years.
Okay, so it was 3.5 years ago. It was a year into the business.
Yep.
So if you went flat on me, Sherry, as a member,
Yeah.
all I need to do is return you to the moment
Okay.
where you were inspired. And I do that by asking you questions and listening intently. Because you might say, well, what questions do I ask? Just start asking questions, but here's how you know the next question to ask. By paying very close attention to the answer to the first question.
Well, and I think this is an excellent reminder for me and hopefully for everybody in the room that I don't feel like enough of those personal conversations are happening.
Sure. So it might support you to see yourself differently than maybe you see yourself. I suppose you're all here at convention because you want to build a big team, right? So, is that platinum? Is it? How many of you are good with platinum and don't really care about beyond? Okay, that's cool. I appreciate you being clear about that. How many of you are interested in diamond? But that's good. You could be done at diamond. You don't have a big ambition beyond. Crown. We'll see all the greedy people now. Crown, okay. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's platinum or diamond or crown or royal crown diamond. It's really all the same art form, and it's coaching. So for you to get to that level, you start off being a sharer. You start off being oily, and you're always oily. And that's everybody needs to know about this. You're oily, right? Somebody taught me that term. I'm not even sure I do, but I know it. So you start off oily and you stay oily. That's the product part. Then once you get a little tiny bit of ambition or courage, you start to share. which might sound like telling your friends or having a class, right? And so that doesn't take much. But then you say, okay, I want to retire my husband, and you realize, okay, that's gonna take platinum. You can't do that sharing. You have to recruit. You have to build a team. That's a whole different mindset, it's a whole different skill, it's a whole different state of being. You now have to intentionally network and connect and be curious about people. Intentionally, methodically, consistently, or it's unlikely that you'll ever get to platinum. And then the last skill set, which really starts along with recruiting, is coaching. So the answer to your question is coaching. And coaching is not sending out information. It's not sending emails, it's not social media. Coaching is asking questions and being totally 100% present to the answers, which inspire you to ask the next question, which you're totally present to the answer, which inspires you to ask the third question. And you just keep asking questions until the client, the member you're looking to inspire, gets it. That's coaching simplified. But I just want to make that point that it will really serve you if you want to build a big team to start to see yourself as a coach. And coach is one of those words like leadership, and you know, there's a million different definitions for coach. Almost all coaches are just really consultants. They tell you what to do. The kind of coaching I'm talking about inspires people. And it's all questions and being present. Yes?
Okay, so I'm thinking like more, it's at the very beginning. Our compensation plan has lots of little hidden pieces that are really add up to a huge check. So when I have people star through probably executive, I'm wondering, what do you suggest comp plan wise? I do send out books, we do add people to your stuff and our leader stuff, and I offer to do mentor calls to break it down. And we do Zooms, but I've noticed that all the hidden pieces kind of go unnoticed, and then like silvers are missing out on part of their checks because they don't dig into themselves, et cetera, et cetera. For me, I do have a disabled child, so financial freedom was for me being home. We got that, bond.com, but it was because I paid attention. So how far ahead do you teach the comp plan? Because I guess.
One rank.
Okay, that was my question, because it gets overwhelming.
Totally.
Yeah.
One rank is all they need. Now, if somebody asks you, demands, they're kind of analytical, give them a video, say, study this.
That's what we do. I do a book and a video, but then I try to, put myself in a coaching situation like you're saying, where they know that I have the information that they don't have available. So one rank.
Yeah, one rank is great. And maybe if they're a star, maybe executive.
Okay.
Star and senior, maybe executive.
So is it-
Executive, no more than silver. They don't need to know any more than that. Just-
Okay, that's what I was gonna, you mean teach them about the one rank beyond where they are?
Yes.
Okay, you don't mean lay out the entire comp plan at star?
No.
Yeah, one rank up,
This
yeah.
is just the opposite of that. And this is not exactly what you asked, but could be valuable for you to think about this. Think about team building in terms of modules or building blocks. So the building block that we use is Senior Star. So if I enroll Emily, what I'm gonna teach Emily how to do from the very beginning, if she wants to build, is let's get you to Senior Star. Now that's gonna take that she has some people, right? And so we get Emily to Senior Star, and then what we work with Emily on is, okay, now let's go get Tricia to Senior Star. And let's get Megan to Senior Star. Amy to Senior Star. So how does Emily get to executive? Not by her, okay, I gotta get to executive? No. Actually, what we teach Emily is forget about executive. Not really, but kind of, forget about it. That's not how you get there, is for you to target it. How you get there is go teach 3 or 4 people how to do exactly what you do. Go duplicate the senior star. Duplicate the senior star, duplicate the senior star. Now we get 4 senior stars, what do we teach them how to do? Senior star, senior star, senior star, senior star, senior star. What is Emily?
Silver,
Silver.
definitely.
Sooner or later, we keep it up, she's gonna be a silver. So the reason why that works and is valuable is people want ranks, but how to get there overwhelms them. And so if you just keep everything based on the building block of, you can decide what it is. We kind of feel like executive is too big of a chunk for a brand new person to get their head around. Some can, but my gosh, it's so easy to show somebody how to get a senior star, right? And so if you just show them, like this is how you get to executive, just go get, however many, I don't know, 2 or 3, whatever it takes. How do you get to senior? Well, you get a few more senior stars and they each get senior stars and boom, you're silver.
I'm still new at this, so I started in October, November. So would this also apply to getting people to actually enroll for Essential Rewards, to get them to start there? So just start with getting a small group together and say, hey, I wanna talk to you about Essential Rewards.
So is the question that I have a prospect that I want to enroll in Essential Rewards, or I have a member who's not on Essential Rewards?
That I 3 of my staff have purchased the kit at the same time I did, so my venture put me above them. And so they have the kits, and we haven't done much with them, and.
Okay, so I'll just take a stab at this. There's probably 4 or 5 great strategies for this. This is one I know Kimmy uses that works. So we have a form, but I've seen them other places, so we're not the only people that have it. It's basically go through your house and swap product form. And it's actually an overlay, so you just check all the products that are in your home, and then you turn the page and all the Young Living products are checked.
What?
This is
You haven't seen that?
exactly below my pay grade, so that's why I'm a little fuzzy on it. I've never done it, and I've never walked anybody through doing it, and I don't intend to. But you get the point, right? So the missing with ER is if you've enrolled somebody with like an oil kit, well, they're thinking, okay, because you need to be on ER. Well, what am I going to do with $100 a month worth of oils, right? Now, the only way that works is if every month you buy new oils and you're like experimenting with oils. What you need to do is create a demand for $600 a month worth of product in their mind. So they know so much about the Young Living product line and how to swap out dollars. Because keep this in mind too. ER is $100 a month, right? For some people, that's a payment. That's a car payment. So it's okay, like, we're like, oh yeah, ER, well, everybody knows about ER, everybody needs to be on $100 a month ER. Well, you just go out on the street with a clipboard and just go ask 100 people, hey, how does an extra $100 a month payment fit into your family budget? It doesn't. Like, they don't have it, right? So there's 2 things you want to do with that. One is you want to show them how you're already spending this money, so spend it here instead of there. And then create a demand that's 4, 5, 6 times bigger than what you want them to be able to step into. If all you create is a vision of, hey, here's $100 a month worth of products that you could buy, so buy them on ER, that's tough. But if you paint a picture and educate them, show them, like, you need to get rid of all these cleaning products, you need to get rid of all these supplements, you need to get rid of all these juices, you need oils, and then add it up and show them, really, you could be buying $700 a month from Young Living, and today's special, today only, is $100. That's how car dealers sell cars, right? They take a car and they just throw an extra $1,000 arbitrarily on the price, and then they 200 off, no, 400 off, no, 600 off, no, 800 off. Oh my God, today only for the next hour, it's $1,000 off, which is right where they wanted to sell it to begin with. So, create the demand and make a case for, look, all these, let's go through all these products. Tell me how much money you spend every month on all these products. So that they're not thinking they're spending an extra 100, they're just moving money. Don't let them interpret. If you don't assertively change the conversation, they will interpret that it's a new $100 a month payment they have to add to their budget. And you don't want them to interpret that, because even if they do get on it, there'll always be this gravity that wants to have them get off it. There'll always be this family conversation about, well, you know, why are we doing that $100 a month to Young Living? Well, because I get 2 free oils or whatever, right? Yes.
When you have constraints where you're doing most of your sharing through social media or messaging or texting, you're kind of following people where they are, finding what their needs are, seeing if they'd be interested in sampling. To go through that route, they're really excited. What verbiage do you use to kind of say, so when do you want to, or how do you want to get started?
As a member buying product, or
Yeah, like
as a,
basically, I can't get past the, so I have these great conversations, and, you know, some people are interested, some aren't. The ones that are, I'll send some stuff out, and then I drop the ball. I don't know how to go from there. I don't know how
is
to.
this just a product conversation? Customers or?
Pretty much products, yeah.
Prospect.
Prospects, yeah, yes, is where I'm like, where.
Well, there's a big distinction. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't go after customers.
Okay.
Everybody I talk to is, let me show you the whole thing.
See, cause when I started, I wasn't looking at a business. I was looking only at products, so I guess maybe I need to change my mindset.
Well, just consider what I'll